Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to Empires SMP. The husks are at my door. I hope you guys are having a good day. Since our last episode, I have become even more advanced. I spent a little bit of time at night when nobody else was on the server wrangling phantoms. I shot them from two different angles in the cage that I had built out of tinted glass, and I was finally able to get the advancement that had escaped me in the last episode for killing two phantoms with one piercing arrow. The other great news is that peace has come to the server. My ally, the Codfather, seems to have made peace with the people with whom he was at war. Mythical Sausage has found his villagers again, and everything seems to be settling down a little bit, which means I can kind of get stuck into one of the big projects that I've been thinking about for a while. I don't have to worry about threats on my doorstep and pillagers in my storage room, and I can step down here and work on this. Having acquired a beacon in the last episode, I have been digging out an area for what I am calling the Under David for now, or at least David 2.0. This is going to be an area where I'll have a redstone contraption to automatically space out all of the copper that I want to age. And right now, this is all kind of placeholder. Obviously, all the copper down here has been aged already, but I wanted to gauge the size of this room, the area we would need. And I think something about this size is looking pretty good at this point. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows out that way. We have another 6 rows out this side, and we have one in the middle, making 13 rows total. The copper itself is still going to be acquired from mining, but I might have a couple of tricks up my sleeve when it comes to getting hold of some copper from drowned, so I'm planning on a couple of different farm designs coming soon. But I think in the meantime, I want to have a facility ready to age all of that copper, and so we're going to try and set that up in today's episode. Unfortunately, this is only half of the space I need. I actually need to dig this area down probably about 4 or 5 more blocks, so all of this stuff is actually going to be floating in the air, and this room is going to be a little bit more hollowed out. Decorating it is also a factor. Luckily for me, there is a bit of space hollowed out behind here already, which is still occasionally spawning mobs, but we might need to dig out some space back here as well, so it's looking like quite a big task right now, but I'm going to head off and do this probably in the form of a time-lapse and just dig out the rest of this room until I have a little bit more space to work with. Before we do that, though, I have to address this corner of the room because there is a ravine and there are a lot of zombies. This should now have been fixed as of Minecraft 1.17.1, but it looks like a lot of the zombies down there are holding glow ink, and I kind of want all of that glow ink, even though this ravine is potentially going to be a little bit lethal with creepers dropping in on me and so forth. Rather than just shoot them from above just to get rid of them all, I actually want to acquire all of that glow ink, and maybe we can use it to label up my storage system, which up until now really doesn't have a particularly great labeling system. But I need to shoot a couple of creepers from above just so they don't interfere here, and it looks like the zombies have already spotted me, which should make them nice and easy to get hold of. So here we are facing down the horde. I'm actually trying to attract the attention of that creeper over there, because if that ends up wandering in this direction, we might actually get it to explode all of these zombies at once. There we go, the creeper is on its way, and let's see if we can block this with the shield and how many of the zombies are gonna die at once. Boom! There we go. And all of the glow ink can finally be ours. And that was almost a full stack of glow ink sacks. Unbelievable. But I'm glad that problem is now fixed in 1.17.1, and I've probably saved the server a little bit of lag trouble just by getting rid of those zombies. Oh, and we just got a record from that creeper as well. Incredible stuff. Okay, well, I'll just need to continue lighting the rest of this ravine up, but I think I've done enough work down here to get rid of the zombies. Let's go to a time-lapse and let's clear out the rest of our new factory floor. Hey folks, welcome back. Even with a beacon, it takes a while to dig a hole this size, it really does. I've ended up moving the beacon to the other side of town in the end. It's no longer under my storage system, which you might have heard just then is ticking away all of the blocks that we've just gathered from this enormous mining session, and hopefully some of those will go towards putting together the redstone components, because it is time to do something truly advanced for our empire for once. We are actually going to set up our copper aging field right now, and I think with flying machines, the maximum amount of blocks we can push is 9. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, this is going to be the starting area where the blocks are ready to be pushed down the room. And I have to make sure to leave a little bit of space here, and also probably dig out a little bit of space behind for the blocks to return. The design of this thing is kind of fun and kind of tricky and finicky at the same time. So maybe we could move that one block further back. This is once again a placeholder. We're not going to be placing the blocks at floor level. They're going to be a little bit higher than that, but I just need to measure out a couple of things. And now I need to grab my redstone shulker box from my ender chest here, because we need to put together a little contraption. As a flying machine is pushing all of our copper blocks across the room, we're going to have a series of individual redstone circuits that pull them out of the line pushed by the flying machine. And this is actually trickier than it sounds. It requires a certain amount of finesse in terms of timing, and if we're detecting the block arriving using an observer, we then have to make sure that the observer is disabled for the rest of the blocks being pushed over the top of it. So it's a little bit harder than it sounds, but basically we have all of the components here. And thankfully, the list of components ends up being relatively small. We need a honey block, 2 sticky pistons, 2 redstone torches, 1 piece of redstone dust, an observer, and a redstone repeater, plus a few blocks just for placing some of these components on. To start with, we need to place a repeater here with 2 blocks on either side of it. One of those is going to have a redstone dust on. We're going to place a building block above the repeater. We're going to place 2 redstone torches like so, and on top of the redstone torch on the left, we need to place another building block. On top of that is going to go our first sticky piston. This is the one that's going to pull the copper block out of the line as it travels across the room. We need to place an observer facing downwards. There we go, next to that redstone torch is basically the only thing I can place it on. Then hopping up here, we're going to place another sticky piston against the head of that sticky piston facing backwards, and a honey block here. Oh, one more thing I forgot. We need to set that repeater to 2 ticks. I'm not quite certain how this is going to work in terms of server timing, but that's certainly the way it needed to work if we were doing this on a single player world. Now, when the flying machine sends a copper block above this observer, the observer is going to send a signal to the circuit. This sticky piston is going to retract it, and at the same time, it's going to activate this piston above it, which pulls this sticky piston back. This is what disables the observer now doing anything, because this sticky piston is no longer connected to the circuit. So if I do anything at all with this observer, it's not going to do anything. And this is crucial because the rest of the blocks on the flying machine are going to be traveling over the top of this observer. So our flying machine is going to push 9 blocks down the room, and there are going to be 9 of these circuits built 4 blocks apart, each trapping 1 copper block in them at a time. And if we want to, we can build these circuits back to back, but still keep the copper blocks aging 4 blocks apart. We will need to get hold of some slime for this, so I am going to have to pay the Codfather a visit, because slime blocks are going to be essential to having these circuits back to back, whilst having the honey and slime elements not stick to each other when they are moving these components around. Then once the blocks are done aging and we want to remove them from the cells again, we need to run a redstone repeater into the side of this block, because that's going to disable both the redstone torch sat on top of the block, and it's also going to power this redstone dust, which is going to depower this redstone torch. And once the block is pushed out of the circuit, this sticky piston retracts immediately, and it prevents the observer from creating a clock. And now with this entire circuit disabled, once again, if we do anything to this observer as the flying machine returns, collecting all the blocks from these cells, it's not going to do anything else to the circuit, which is going to cause a problem for us. To prime the circuit again, all we need to do is unpower this redstone repeater, and now the machine is ready to collect blocks again. And we should at that point have had all of the blocks collected up by the flying machine and arriving at the location where they started, or probably a little bit beyond, just so the flying machine can reset its position, and it'll be carrying the copper blocks on the opposite side of the flying machine. It's going to end up in this area behind here, which once again means I'll probably need to dig out a little bit more underneath my storage room, but that should lead to us having a collection area for all the copper blocks. Now, as you might expect, this is going to require us to craft a decent amount of redstone components, most of which are not a problem, but I think I might need some sticky pistons, and we're definitely going to need some slime if we want to mirror these circuits back to back. So I think it's probably time to take a trip to the swamp. Hello.
Hello. Wait. Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hello.
Codfather, my closest ally, my good friend.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. As you probably heard, I had a little bit of dramas.
I gather that the disc has been returned. Does that mean we've won?
Let me just show you what happened as I got the disc. So if you just follow me this way, I basically got a fake disc from Sausage, and I went back as I got told it was fake. So I was running all the way back to his, quite angry. And then I spotted Gem, Sausage, and Thwip just chilling over in these trees just over here. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, that's a bit strange, all of them chilling all together. And then this happened. They decided to separate us.
Whoa.
And, as they put it in quotation marks, bring peace to us. I don't know if this brings any peace, but a whole ravine is in between me and Sausage now.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. I did get the disc, by the way. He gave it to me after they did this.
Well, that's good.
So I kind of won, but didn't at the same time.
I feel like it might be wise not to mess with people who've got enough firepower to create an entire ravine next to your base. Yeah. So yeah. I feel like a tactical victory on your part to get the disc back and not be messed with this kind of this level of explosives. This
is very crazy. Yeah,
I am kind of tempted to sneak a little bit of this copper that I'm noticing on the border of Mifflin.
Oh,
now.
do it. I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it, so you might as well.
Just going to hop over and casually grab some of this because I'm currently working on a copper aging facility over at my empire, which is going to be more redstone automated using a little bit of technology that I've been cooking up in the background. And so one of the reasons I wanted to come over is to see if you had any slime available for me to grab.
I do. I owe you slime as well because of the honey that you gave me. So
yes.
I do actually owe you some slime as well. If you follow me, I'll grab you some. But I do need your help after with something. Like I would normally do it, but I actually haven't got any like weakness potions and blaze rods. Like I haven't been to the Nether and like got all of that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So I need your help possibly if you can help me cure some. Well, make some zombie villagers, and then cure them to get the cheaper trades.
Yes, absolutely. I brought some arrows of weakness for that very purpose. Okay, so we should be good.
Do you like this, by the way? I'm not a builder. And
it's nice. Right, it's nice. I like the little kind of slimy shack approach. Is very fun.
Yeah. Did you want to wait there or come down? It's up to you.
I'll come down. I want to see whether this slime is being produced. It sounds like the slime's in there, so clearly it's working okay.
Yeah. And look, we've got slime in here. We do have slime in here.
How wonderful.
Lots of slime.
That's pretty productive. I like that.
Yeah. How much did you need?
I was thinking about a stack of blocks, if that's okay. So if I just grab one row of this...
If you've got the room to do it, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And I hope you put the honey to good use as well, because...
I did, I did. I can actually show you how I put the honey to good use.
Yeah, go for it.
You can probably guess what I did. It's to do with villagers, but I'll let you see it.
It is nighttime.
Oh, nice. This is perfect then.
I'm going to keep my bow at the ready. I already saw a couple of creepers. Okay. So I'm like...
Right, if we head over here. Here are my villagers. You can see how I put the honey to good use. Look.
Right, okay. Yeah, making sure they can't jump out. That's very, very good. Very clever. I like it.
So the villagers I want to cure, like put into zombies and then cure them, is this one here. Oh no, not him. This one, because he has bending.
Ah, right, yeah.
And unbreaking. So that one and this one over here.
Okay, well, assuming there are going to be some zombies around, we've just got to lure them in towards the villagers and make sure that they can climb over and get to these guys, which I think they should be able to do.
If we just remove one of these, then it should be fine. Like remove one of these trapdoors.
That's a good point, actually. Do you have a bow that doesn't have lots of enchantments on it? Because we're going to need...
I've got infinity.
Okay,
that's it.
Yeah, we're going to need to make sure that we don't have like a power bow, because... Yeah, my bow could potentially one-shot some of these lads.
Come on, Mr. Zombie.
He's just being a weirdo, is what he's been.
Let me break these. Oh, there he is.
There we go. Yeah, all right.
Nice.
Well, now he's in here attacking me, but I'm fine.
How are you going to do this?
Mostly by blocking right now.
Yeah.
Look out, there's another one coming up behind you.
Hello, fella. Oh, gosh.
Yep.
Sorry, bud.
This is...
how am I getting you out of here?
This is a situation. Can you break the block behind me and I'll try and like back out of this little booth.
Cool. Ready?
All right, and now the villager is trying to run away. Yep,
oh
that's,
no!
now we've let him out. I feel like it's always the best way to do this is to trap them in boats and then just like leave them together. I'll grab a log or two out of some of these trees and we'll
Cool.
repair those later.
Right, I've got him in the boat.
I will trap one of these zombies in a boat as well.
Should I just bring him along?
Oh,
hey! Look at that!
well we got two of them. It looks like we'll only need one, so I'll take care of this lad at the back. And
Right.
all we really need to do is just row them into the same place and leave them together, and that should take care of that. So I guess we'll just row them into the same stall, and then we could probably sleep to clear out the other mobs in this area once this zombie is contained. Casually row him up to the villager, where he should be able to attack him.
Do we need to get them in the same boat or not?
I don't think we need to, but we could try that anyway, because if I break the boat that the villager is sat in, I'm going to try and do this very carefully so we don't damage either
You've got
of them.
this.
There we go. All right, now
He should. Let's push him. Go on.
there we go. Yeah, so now
Oh wait, is he supposed to be in front of the zombie? I'm not sure.
I think the zombie should still be able to hit him, but let's find out, I guess. If I throw you the arrows of weakness now, so I'm not accidentally shooting stuff with these. There you go. There should be half a stack there that you can use.
Thank you. Right. Let's see. I have a feeling that he can't hit him because he's in the back of the boat.
Yeah, well, in that case, we can probably just take them both out of the boat, and the honey block should stop them from leaving.
Do it. All right. And now, if we get out of line of sight,
Yep.
hopefully,
I'm going to climb this
he hurts
tree.
my man. That villager is panicking so much.
And the zombie just doesn't care either. He's just kind of
he's not
just sort of
friends.
hanging out over there. I
Come
think
on.
try getting up into a tree. The problem is zombies can track players from really far away. Do you have any name tags?
Probably not. No.
I have a couple of name tags in here, so I'm going to name this zombie. Now we'll try and keep that zombie alive if we can, if we want him to zombify someone else as well. But
Yeah.
if we go out of the area, then he should reset his aggro and he'll start attacking the villager.
Okay. Let's go.
Hey! it seems to have worked.
Does it work?
It seems to have worked.
Yay!
All right, so
Right, there it is.
So all we should need to do now, we need to get the zombie out of there, ideally, because otherwise he'll start attacking the librarian while he's curing. So this is going to be the tricky part. Can you see if you can get one of them? Is one of them going to get aggroed on you if you're close enough? Because if one of them is aggroed on you, then we can kind of split them up.
Stop looking at him. Look at me. Look at me. I know he's got full netherite. Please, look at me. Do
I think it's probably going to be better for us to just kill this zombie and get another one.
you reckon?
Yeah. So
Yeah, to be fair, it won't be that hard to do. Goodbye, Mr. Librarian.
and hello,
He was a
other
good
Mr.
man.
Librarian. So
Yeah.
yeah, you may as well put the trapdoor back in there. And if you've got the weakness arrows, just make sure they're either in your offhand or on your hotbar, and you don't have any other arrows on you. And then shoot him as lightly as you can, ideally, just so he doesn't take too much damage.
All right.
And then just be ready with the golden apple right away.
Come here. There we go.
And there you go, you got
Right.
him. All right, so we just
We've
gotta wait
got him.
for that lad to cure, and then we'll lure another zombie in with the other librarian, and then you've got 2 cured villagers.
We got him, and I got cheap mending books and cheap unbreaking books.
Unbreaking
that
is the one.
beautiful.
I always have such trouble getting unbreaking out of librarians, so that's going to be a hot
dude.
commodity.
Yeah. Has anything else happened between you and Sausage or not?
He did kind of stage an assassination attempt over at my base, but I think that was before you guys had your peace treaty, your peace ravine. So he just left a bunch of pillagers around my base and name tagged them all so they wouldn't despawn. But they basically shot each other in the back enough, waiting for me to get there, that they weren't really a big deal. I handled them pretty easily.
Oh, little Sausage, not gonna win.
I mean,
he's not gonna win.
He's trying. He's trying his best.
He is
but
trying. Yeah.
To be honest, I'm
He is
more
trying his
worried
best.
about Fwip because he seems to be the one with more explosive tendencies.
Yeah, he was the one who supplied all of that TNT. I don't know how he got Gem to go alongside it. I have no idea.
Maybe
But that happened.
Maybe as a wizard, I think Gem likes the firework displays and
The
stuff.
explosions, yeah.
It's all about magic sparks and things like that. That I think maybe is lulling her into a false sense of security. But honestly, I'm a little bit worried about Fwip in general. I feel like he's gonna He's going to turn out to be the villain of this whole thing, I imagine. So you're going to need to cure him, because that way you're the one who gets the discounts. I can't see any discounts on that guy over there at all, so it is really like per player.
I want to check.
Yeah, I think that guy should be fine for you since you cured him.
1 emerald.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
1 emerald.
All right,
amazing.
So,
right, can I do it while he's in the boat still?
Yeah, just as long as you don't hit the boat. But if you do, it'll just let him out. But he's going to be fine. There's honey blocks in there anyway.
There he is. And there he is.
There you go. Yeah. So
Taking about.
I was keeping an eye on the iron golem. He got really close for a second. He got up to about where the nether portal is, and I was like, he's going to come down and see him. But no, he should be fine. So yeah, just as long as he doesn't end up wandering in this direction and spotting the zombie while he's curing, you should have a cured librarian.
Should have another one. Dude, thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, keep the arrows, and if you want to do any more of this, you kind of you know the technique at this point. But honestly, I get those arrows from Fletcher's in a village near mine, so I pretty much have an unlimited supply of them as long as I've got emeralds and arrows to spare. So
amazing.
Yeah, it should be good. Thank you for the slime. I'll be putting this to good use.
No worries.
When the copper aging facility is fully complete, I will have to give you a tour, because it's
100%. I want to see it. Yeah.
It's shaping up to be pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna get going, but enjoy your librarians. So following that little trade with the Codfather, and I'm glad he managed to get his villagers cured, I now have enough slime blocks in place and a couple of the circuits figured out that I can now show you exactly how this is going to work. And the cool part is we can actually space these 4 blocks apart and have a slime flying machine or a honey block flying machine running in between 2 of these, feeding 2 lines of copper into the machine at once. I'm going to show you one line, and then I'm going to show you the other line with regular copper blocks. So these blocks are actually going to be in the circuit aging while I build out the rest of the facility here, but it's looking pretty bare bones right now. This thing is going to be spectacular when it is done. The thing I am running short on right now is quartz, so I need to go and gather some more of that from the nether, get some more observers, but I'll grab 2 observers from here so I can just build out this first flying machine. The flying machine is going to function much the same as they normally do. We've got 2 observers facing towards the pistons on either side, grabbed by those honey blocks, and the only thing we need to be aware of here is that the copper blocks need to attach to the honey blocks on the sides, so they are slightly offset from each other, but the rest of the circuit should work pretty well. There we go, we've got 9 blocks on each side of this, and now hopefully if I activate the flying machine by placing another block here, let's use a honeycomb block as our starter, you'll see that the flying machine actually pushes on both sides, and as the machine flies down the room, it's going to capture individual copper blocks in the cells to either side. Like I said, I'm short on observers. That part of the circuit there didn't have an observer in it, which is why this one hasn't collected a block and it's taken it all the way down to the end. But each of these other sections of the circuit pulled a block out of the line being delivered by the flying machine, and when it reaches the end there, the left-hand side of the flying machine doesn't have any copper blocks left in it. Just for the sake of example, I'm going to collect this one block that didn't get collected at the start because of the lack of observer in that first circuit, and we'll keep these copper blocks here aging. They will be aging separately. Once I pull this lever, all of those blocks in a row get pushed back out into the line of the flying machine to be collected by the honey blocks when they make their way back down here. And now if I activate the flying machine again by placing a honeycomb block on this side this time, it'll go back down the line and collect every single block it passes. And we could have it do that automatically when all of these blocks have aged. I haven't quite figured out that part of the circuit, but as long as it has some place that we can retrieve the blocks from, in this case I'm just going to mine them up as the flying machine returns, the flying machine will come to a stop here again and be able to be sent back down the line again with a full load of copper blocks once we've retrieved the aged ones. And once they're all aged, we either have an automatic system to detect that, or as a lever that we can pull here manually, and all of the copper blocks will be retrieved from their holding cells and sent to a collection area where we can mine them all back up again and retrieve them. I'm thinking we'll go with the manual solution for now, mostly because I don't have an automatic collection mechanism in mind. I don't want to blow the blocks up with TNT and have them collect in a hopper, because I'm worried about that creating a little bit of loss, blowing up some item entities here and there or something. And honestly, a compact counting circuit to count how many times a copper block has aged and then eject it automatically isn't super easy to fit into the space that I've got here. It ends up interfering with the flying machine, or you can't tile it back to back with the other circuits in the system, and there are a couple of different solutions to it, but I don't quite feel like the technology is there for me. I am going to be working on that though, so maybe we can make an upgrade to this facility in future, but for now I'll settle for just getting the entire thing built out and filling this room with row after row of back-to-back copper aging cells. Okay, here's a quick update for you. Progress on the project has been going remarkably well, although I have just stumbled into a cave entirely full of creepers, and hopefully they are taking care of themselves. But yes, I basically completely run out of redstone, and I'm now slightly regretting the fact that I threw all of that deep slate redstone for Fwip into lava instead of just fortuning it and keeping it for myself. So I'm on a bit of a caving run here to grab some more redstone. Normally I'd trade it from clerics or something like that, but I don't really have access to enough clerics to really get this much redstone this fast. But luckily for me, I've stumbled upon a pretty nice set of caves, and I'm hoping that as I explore around here, I should encounter a little bit more redstone ore. There was a bunch back in this direction. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the copper that I see around here before doubling back, retracing my steps, and getting all of the redstone ore that I just saw down by a patch of lava. Here we go. This little patch here actually has a whole bunch of it, which is really quite nice. We've got some over there, we've got some in the wall here. I would not be surprised if we come away with a couple of stacks of redstone blocks from this, and yeah, when this really starts to open out into ravines and stuff, I get a little bit cagey about the amount of drop creepers that are clearly waiting around here to stop me in the middle of mining up all of this redstone nearby. But it's looking like there is enough redstone around here that I'm able to get at least the bare bones of the contraption finished. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of this from around here. Grab the diamonds while I'm at it. Hello, beautiful. Double back around here and grab these diamonds as well. Yeah, there we go. We've got 10 diamonds from that so far. Not bad. And I've apparently run out of torches. So I'm going to regroup a little bit here, see if I've got anything else I can use to make torches. But if not, we'll head back and continue working on the machine. And as soon as it arrived, it was all gone again. All gone into this. David 2.0, the Copperfield reimagined and automated. And I think we have done it. So what I've got going on here is row after row of flying machines, which don't have any copper blocks attached to them yet, and I'm still working on how exactly I'm going to be placing some of these blocks. The firing mechanism, the launch mechanism, is also kind of temporary, and the lighting leaves something to be desired because mobs are still spawning in weird places in here. But once we have all the decorations figured out, hopefully we shouldn't have to worry about these occasional intruders. And in the meantime, I have been itching to test this thing out. We also have a retrieval mechanism, which I need to deactivate. And there we go, the whole machine is now primed to receive copper blocks. And I don't think I actually have enough copper blocks to load the entire thing up, but we will see how we do. I am down to my last pieces of redstone dust and a bare few redstone blocks. I have barely any slime left. In fact, I think I used up the majority of it on some sticky pistons for the rest of the circuits here, and there are still some traces around the edges of the room which don't quite have all of the components in place yet. I also need to work on getting some more terracotta smelted up so that I have some more of this magenta terracotta indicating which direction the feed lines go. But overall, I think this is ready for a test. And so what I'm going to do is hop down here temporarily, attach 9 copper blocks to each of the arms here. One side 1 block ahead of the other, but that should be absolutely fine. I'm thinking what we want to do once we have this whole thing set up and there's a floor here and everything is to set up a series of target blocks that I can just look down and place all of the copper blocks against without even thinking about it. I'm going to smelt up every piece of copper that I have and smelt some of this magenta terracotta from my stock that I traded from the King of Mazalia. The rest of the stuff that was down there was also traded from a stonemason villager in a nearby village who happens to trade me the magenta stuff. But yes, here we go. Here is our first batch of copper blocks to be put through the automated system. And with the copper blocks loaded up, 4 left over, we are ready for our first test. This thing is now about to separate out 90 copper blocks from these 10 rows of copper into individual 4-block spaced cells. And yes, there are still a few creepers striding around the mechanism. We're going to have to do some weapons-grade mob spawning on this whole place. But with this one button, we can launch the machines And off they go, delivering the copper to the cells. And it looks like each one of the cells is doing its job. We can see them pulling the copper away from the flying machines, and they should come to rest docked at those obsidian stations right at the back of the room there. The last few blocks are sliding into place. The spiders are spawning out there, and we have done it. We have spaced out all 90 of those copper blocks with an automated system. It took every piece of redstone I had, but we have made it happen. And now the auto-aging process can begin. We need to pull that lever once these blocks are aged, and they should all be retrieved and brought back to this station here. And by that time, I should hopefully have been able to dig out an area behind here from which we can collect all the blocks. But I think that is a roaring success. 2 stacks of copper, all automatically aged, and all we have to do is place it in rows and the machine takes care of the rest. I don't know about you, I think this is going to save me so much time placing copper blocks out there in the desert, and once this whole facility looks decorated, it is going to look incredible. But folks, I am prime out of time for this episode. Look at everything we have accomplished today. Look at how many mobs want to spawn and get a piece of the action in here. I need to do so much lighting, so much decorating, and this is probably going to occupy me for the rest of the week. But folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of Empires SMP. The copper blocks are already aging, and one of them back there seems to have already fully aged. That is wild. But that is it from me. My name has been Pixlriffs. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.